must remember what happens on earth stays on earth.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're your hosts, OG Molly Mall, Khalil Almighty, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Almighty Show. We're back, everyone. We're back at it like a crack at it. I know it's been a while. It's just been a lot of stuff going on. We had to lock in. We had to make sure our other stuff that we had in our life was taken care of, but
well taken care of
at that. But no less, we are back at it. Mr. Maul, before we get started, we're gonna do a mid-year check-in. You know, just catch up with the guys, catch up with the fans, see what's been going on. But before we do that, how has this year been treating you so far? We halfway through it.
It's been a trying year.
Oh man.
A year of realizations, a year of reflection, and a year of opportunities. I would say that. Been blessed. I have my ups and downs, but stay focused on the big picture. Never let the down take you down. Never, keep going up. That's all I can say. That's pretty much how my year is going. What about you? What you got?
Man, this year, it's been a mix of things, but mainly I will say this year for me has been fulfilling as far as just pushing myself to my limits, seeing what is possible with myself. As far as my fitness journey, as far as traveling, as far as staying on top of my obligations and things of that nature. I've been, like you said, it's been very revealing for me. Like my eyes been open to a new viewpoint as far as where I could take my life, as far as how I see myself, the standard I hold for myself. And even though so far for me personally, this year's been really good, it still had its ups and downs, like every year will. But whenever I do have my lows, I've been very confident in staying in my faith in God that things will be better. And shoot, this faith has just been taking me higher and higher, man, to be very honest with you. But shoot, we only halfway in. If things have been trying, you never know. The other 6 months might be the upturn.
Yeah. That's what I've been telling myself. I feel like that's why I've been so self-aware lately, because it's been a lot of trials going on this year.
Yeah.
A lot of times where I'm just ready to break character. Throw in the towel and say, nah, I can't do this shit.
That's real.
I can't keep being a good guy. But I feel like that's when that's what the villain wants, before you stop being a good guy. That way they know they got you.
Yeah.
But that's that. It's been a lot of trials. Yeah, it's been a lot of trials, man.
I'll say this much. As far as just being a good guy, you always gonna be the main character of your story.
Yeah.
Not saying to be a narcissist or whatnot, but you have to stand on business sometimes. For me personally, I get what you're saying, because I find myself trying to be, a good person to others and trying to, put that above all things else. And sometimes even at the detriment to myself, But one thing that I've gotten comfortable with, especially this year, was just being firm on my boundaries, first and foremost, what I said with other folks, my beliefs. Not saying I'm not open-minded. I'm always open-minded to learning about new stuff, open-minded about new concepts or whatnot. But I'm still firm on my beliefs, on my boundaries, and just my self-respect. Like being good to people, although it's not likely. I'm not saying everybody's gonna take advantage of it, but sometimes people do, whether it's knowing or unknowing.
Yeah.
And I've been learning on um finding that finding that balance on when to be that good guy, when to let stuff, go versus when to step up and say something, put my foot down, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah.
I would say my trials, of course, I know when to put my foot down, but my trials have been hmm, like I said, man, break character.
Yep.
Um, like at work, I'm just gonna give you this is just
Oof.
one dude trying to test me. I don't know what I'd be talking about. I
Mhm.
do, I do. I could go off and be like, man,
Such old. Yeah.
man, what they say, man, shut up.
Oh God.
But I'm chill. But I can stand no business. I can
Yeah.
answer any question you got. I know what I'll be talking about, bro.
Yeah.
But that's just one little thing, bro.
I feel that, man. I feel like one trial for me, um, mainly would just be time management, bro. Like I know I've been making progress with it, but man, when folks I be having so much so many things to do, so little time. Uh Finding which is the right stuff or having to prioritize one thing over another. It can be hard, but it's necessary, you know. Another one would definitely just be like you said, for me, like I've been getting better at it, but like just being firm on like telling folks no or like letting them know they crossed the line and shit like that and standing on it, not being sorry for how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in the past, it's been a lot of times where I would say something, but I feel bad for what I say or how I say it, even though how you say it matters. But like at some point, you still got to get across what you got to get across.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I've learned, this year that I'm getting better at, you know. Um, but before we even get too deep into what some stuff that we learned, what are some major events we missed out on? We missed out on a ton of stuff while we was locked in, bro.
Oh,
I got a few that's off the top of my head, bro. First and
Ant Man, Ant Man knocked my boy LeBron and Steph out.
ooh, got
Oh,
him out of there with the swiftness, bro.
sent them home to their own little personal island. They not in Cancun. They got their own little island.
They got the private island.
They got their private island.
Jeez, yeah.
What's some other stuff?
My biggest thing, I feel like one of the biggest ones, that we missed out was SHEDEUR sliding in the draft.
Man,
Now, people love to say that it was because he had attitude problems or personality problems, which I never really bought in the first place. When we look at the game tape of what he's done at Jackson State and at Colorado, his play clearly showed that he's a leader on the field. He clearly showed that he was easily top two quarterbacks in the draft. And when you see him off the field, when you hear his interviews, when you even check out the YouTube channel ran by Dion Jr., you see he a cool dude. There's no personality problems whatsoever, no arrogance, none of that stuff. Um, I honestly believe that the NFL colluded for whatever reason. Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Maybe it was to humble him. Maybe it was some other reason. Who knows? But I didn't think he needed to be humble in the first place. But him sliding to the fifth round was just insane.
Fact. Colorado got the most wide receivers drafted to the NFL.
Crazy.
Who threw the ball to all them damn wide receivers?
Joe Schmo. Because it clearly couldn't have been SHEDEUR.
It couldn't have been SHEDEUR.
It couldn't have. Not the 5th round quarterback.
And don't get me started on these bum ass teams passing up on him, knowing they need somebody.
Knowing they need somebody.
Going to somebody from old fucking Miss.
Giants.
Like,
Steelers.
they not beating the Giants, never beating them after allegations, bro.
Oh no. I don't remember the last time they drafted a black quarterback, bro.
I don't remember the last time they drafted a black person.
Also real shit. But nah, like, yeah, that was ridiculous, bro. I couldn't believe that.
That was something chaotic.
Yeah. And what was your thoughts when that first happened?
You said what?
What was your thoughts when that first happened?
I thought, okay, they're not gonna get him first round. Cam Ward there. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Okay, y'all do y'all thing with Cam Ward. Okay, let's see. I'm like, okay, New York, no. Saints, no. I'm like, okay, yeah. What's going on? Okay, second round. Here we go. Yeah. Second round, third round. And then it was a fucking prank call that got me. When I saw that prank call, I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
I feel like that was some of the lowest, most dirtiest I've seen, period. And you gotta know, when to do a prank, when not to do a prank.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like firing him wasn't enough, bro.
Yeah, on some real shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's me. Some other events. Events?
We had the whole 100 man versus gorilla argument.
Yeah.
Who you taking, bro? You taking 100 niggas or a gorilla, man?
I don't know, bro. I think I might be taking 100 man. The gorilla gonna get tired, bro. He gonna wipe through 50 of them niggas. He gonna get tired, bro.
That's real. See, that was my same reasoning. I was like, the gorilla gonna have to take a Gatorade break or something.
On some real shit, bro. So real shit. I don't know. He ain't trying to get hated on this platform for talking about that shit, though.
Man, nah, for real. And then also lately, the most recent one has been Streamer University. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was tuned in. That stuff was entertaining, bro.
It was
very entertaining.
I can't do the ads though, bro.
Nah. See, you know me, bro. I'm quick to go to YouTube and watch it a day later or something like that, or see the TikTok clips. For I want to say for like 2 months, I was subbed up to DDG. I know he under fire. Shoot me if you want to. I don't give a fuck. I do not. I don't care. I'm sorry. I've been watching dude since high school, bro. I've been watching him for a very long time.
Since he came out with moonwalking in the Calabasas.
You hear me? You hear me? Back before he even thought of rapping, I was watching this dude.
Okay.
So I was subbed up to him for a while. So I watched his streams without the ads, thank God, because the ads are atrocious, my nigga. That was the main reason why I even subscribed in the first place, bro, because I'm not finna do 8 ads in a row without being able to skip. That's overly dead. Overly. But I was watching it on him, on his page, and it was mad entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It was such a creative thing to do on Kai end. And I honestly believe it was a success, mixing the small content creators with, larger, people on the platform. It created an amazing environment as far as growth, as far as content goes. And I feel like everybody's coming out the situation bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hats off to Kai for pulling that off.
Man.
I also seen that he declined Netflix and Amazon Prime to do it on their platform and kept it on Twitch.
I'm glad for that.
I'm so happy.
There's nobody want all them. Yeah.
That shit dead, bro.
It's been rumors though that not rumors, but some people saying that he might make his own streaming platform.
That'd be hard.
That would.
That'd be hard. And in all honesty, like it just shows that Kai right now is the king of content. Not even just
Is he though?
streaming. Who would be bigger than him in content?
Speed.
That's a good argument.
Because you got US.
You got the world.
Kai is known globally, but
Yep.
Kai is not known globally like Speed.
Speed is known
Speed
globally.
go to these countries and turn that bitch out.
But he is mobbed at every single country you go to.
Every country. So I don't know.
Both of them are the kings of content. I'll say that.
I give you that. I give you that. Yeah.
They are the kings of content.
You putting Aiden in there too?
Nah, I feel like Aiden was a pioneer, but nah. King though, like we don't talk about Aiden. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only was Kai relevant around the same time Aiden blew up, but he stayed relevant. Him and Speed stayed relevant.
Yeah, once Aiden went to kick,
that was it.
Like, gone.
That was it. But when it comes to like seeing how Streamer University turned out, you see that he declined Netflix. You see him decline Amazon Prime. Like, it just makes you think like we are really in the new age of media, of how media is consumed, of who's controlling the media, things of that nature. Do you think it's a possibility that we could see Kai become a media mogul?
You said a media what?
A media mogul, like the head honcho of the media platform, like the niggas that own it. You got the niggas that own Disney, the niggas that's owning MTV, Viacom, Nickelodeon.
I would say no. I don't know. I personally would say no. I don't think he would, because that is too much at risk. All it takes is one bad apple and his name is gone. I don't know if he would put his whole, name on the line for something like that. Because it's not going to be like with people that run what's the company that you just said?
Disney.
Okay. The person that runs Disney is not the same person that founded Disney. If Kai was to found a streaming platform, I mean, not a streaming platform, a streaming platform or a social media platform or anything, that's all going to be on his name. Not some CEO that bought him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he would put. That's going to be a lot of pressure. Like I said, all it's going to take is one bad apple.
Facts.
That's everybody on his, and then endorsements getting pulled back. So same with Speed. I wouldn't put my life on the line like that.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I don't see Speed doing it. I think he's too much of a I think he's more of the entertainment himself to become an owner of a platform, whereas Kai, he creates an environment for the entertainment, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. But as far as the year goes so far, we 6 months in. What's been the best movie that's been out? Best album. What's some things that you discovered or movie you discovered this year?
Man, so of course, Sinners is gonna be the best movie so far,
easily.
I'm not one of those people that saw it 2 times and nothing like that though. I need a little rest period before I go see it again.
Yeah.
A close second though is probably gonna be Thunderbolts. I can't think of another movie in theaters that I've seen. Yeah, it might be Thunderbolts. It might be Mission Impossible after I go see that this weekend.
What's crazy?
What's that?
I was gonna say I've never seen Mission Impossible ever.
You are right. I know. What?
Yes, bro. I was more of a James Bond type of guy.
You rather watch an old white man than a young white man?
Bro, they are both white at the end of the day, brother. What are you talking about? Nah, but I ain't gonna fake it. Yeah, I was more
Other,
of a James Bond type of guy. I ain't gonna fake it. But I gotta lock in. I've been hearing nothing but good things about Mission Impossible.
yeah, I got a lot of movies that I haven't seen that I can't even open up on while we
Yeah.
recording about type.
Type. What you gatekeeping or something?
But no. Like I just haven't seen. I haven't put my mind to go see them.
Oh, okay.
Albums. Let's see. One of the top albums of the year so far. Hey, that just came out this year.
What's up? Yep.
Man, I'm gonna get nothing but hate in the comment.
Ooh, wee, boy. Say what you gotta say, man. Say what you gotta say, man.
I'm not going to even say that, bro. I'm not gonna put my life on the line like that.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, bro.
So probably uh Herb album
Herb
or
album?
Cardi album. You
Herb's
said
album?
what?
You liked
Why you
Herb's
making
album?
that face, bro?
You liked Herb's album when
Huh?
you liked Herb's album when he came out? When he came out?
The one that's out now?
That's crazy. Hey, it was only one song I liked on that album, bro. I'm trying to think of what it
What's
was.
the what album are you talking about?
Let's go see. Let me go see real quick. G Herbo. Greatest rapper alive.
That's the one you talking about?
Yes. That's the one that came. Oh, that came out
Damn.
in April. Oh no. Which it was another one he had.
You talking about
I'm
the one
thinking
with
Big
Dark Knight and
Swerve. I'm thinking
Miami.
of Big
Yeah,
Swerve.
yeah, yeah,
Never
yeah,
mind,
yeah.
never mind, never mind.
No.
Okay. You know what's crazy? I
No.
didn't even know he dropped a new album. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm
Tap
tweaking.
in. And you're gonna like it because he sampled a lot of old stuff. Like he
A word.
sampled Biggie sampled 3 6 Mafia, a whole lot of yeah.
I'm gonna have to go see. Shit, I didn't
Yeah.
even know he dropped.
Another one, he sampled Wayne, Devil Bag Boy. He sampled that song too. Yes.
Word.
Yes.
Damn.
Cardi album was good. And I don't know if you fuck with ESTG.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, ESTG was solid.
Okay, for sure. I'll definitely check him out. I'll definitely check him out, bro. I'm gonna have to agree with you on the movies. Thunderbolts, way better than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. Um, it feel like Marvel is back. I feel like everybody say that all the time, but it feels like Marvel is back. It was a really good movie. It didn't feel like the typical MCU movie from modern day, you know. It felt like the old MCU. Um, and also Sinners, everybody and their mama loves Sinners. You know what I'm saying? I'm ashamed to say this, but I've seen it 4 times. I've seen it with the fam, seen it with my sister. Yes, bro. I've seen it with my sister, seen it with my mom, seen it with the lady. You got to understand, bro. Like this is not my doing. I had to go see it with my little brother. It's not my doing. It's not my fault. I didn't willingly go see it 4 different.
What was you just saying about just saying no, bro?
Just what?
Just saying no.
You right, bro. You right. You right.
So, Mister, I didn't do this all willingly and all that.
Hey, you got me.
He
You
was like,
caught
you got me. I'll go. Fuck.
you caught me. But
Who get
no,
the
like
popcorn? Who get the
the
popcorn?
thing
I'll
is,
go.
the thing is, um, a when I went with my sister and my mom, it was like the first time we was all together in a minute. My sister, she's off in Mizzou right now. She wasn't able to go see it with my dad or anything like that. That's who I first seen it with my dad. Seen it with my little bro. He took Shorty out on their date. You know what I'm saying? I technically had to be there just so he can, be on his little mission or whatnot. You know how movie theaters be moving nowadays.
Third wheel.
No. He sat in the front, in the middle of the section. I was all the way in the back. I ain't doing too much.
What?
I ain't finna watch over them like a hawk. I'm letting
Hey,
him
what
do
you
him.
doing there, boy?
I ain't gonna be the one sitting in between them. Nah,
Hey,
that ain't me.
put a flashlight on them. Where that
Oh
popcorn
God.
there, man?
Oh God. What y'all doing under that blanket? But nah, I ain't doing all that. But like, bro, it's every single time it was a reason, bro. It was a reason. Um, as far as album go,
Ain't too many to pick from, bro.
it's not.
It's
Because
not.
Wanna was, I mean, not Wanna, Lil Baby's album was ass. It was no, it
Christian,
wasn't ass. It was mid. It was mid as fuck. It
Christian, about
sounded
to get on your case.
Christian. It is what it is, dog. That shit was mid, bro. And that's coming from a former Baby fan. Everybody know me back in 2019, 2020. I was proclaiming up and down the streets, Baby was better. Baby was better. But
Man.
nowadays, man, I can't get behind that movement, bro. I can't. I just seen a snippet on Twitter the other day. He trying to preview a new song.
I heard that, and I was
Buns.
Buns. But I'm wondering now though, is he rapping like this because he know he can't rap what he want to say because he know that Rico is
Mm-hmm.
one song away from him and Dirk.
Dirk damn near got 1 foot in.
4PF, OTF,
Lakers at 5. Rico at 5.
Nigga.
Oh,
Rico and 5. Nigga.
oh, bro. No, it's either that, and this was my like personal conspiracy theory when it came to this. I was never claiming that Baby was better. None of this. I never even thought.
What?
No. I know. I'm saying this. I'm saying I was never claiming Gunna is better until 2023. Do we all remember what happened in 2023?
That's a long ass time to be holding out on Sir Wanna.
Relax.
My nigga,
You know what's happened?
2021, Gunna was on top. What the?
I'll say 2022 was like a transition period. That was like Baby's first mid album. And I was like, okay, this kind of weird. He can bounce back from it.
Tell me about 2021.
He had that album with Dirk that went absolute crazy. Absolutely crazy. They did not miss.
They did miss, but okay. Okay, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have that.
Bro.
Okay.
Relax.
All right, brother.
Relax. But you know what happened in 2023? Gunna and Thug get locked up. Now, why does that matter, you might ask? If we recall back when they was all coming up, well, when Gunna and Baby was coming up, there's a very well-known fact about Baby and Gunna. And that is Gunna helped Baby with his raps before Baby really blew up.
Yes.
And since Gunna has gotten locked up, Baby started sounding mid. What the heck? When was this? Because he dropped his album in October-ish. I remember listening to it at homecoming. And that was like a little bit afterwards, or like around the time that Gunna and YSL got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the first mid album. Now I was like, okay, maybe he'll bounce back. But ever since then, his sound has never evolved. Never.
And so the reasoning behind that is, and then we're gonna get back on topic. The reasoning behind that is Thug put Gunna on and helped him with his rhymes and his flow.
Yep.
And Gunna put Baby on. Thug didn't put Baby on. Put when they start beefing, it was like kick rocks.
Yeah.
And you still see the one of Flow State and DS4 and a
Yep.
gift and a curse
Yep.
and one of one. You know,
Yep.
like you don't see no baby flow no more.
The
The
baby don't be
last baby
flowing.
flow, the last baby flow in my eyes might have been in my turn, bro. Now I know you saying Dirk and Baby album, but I did not see a baby flow like he did in my turn on a lot of songs.
What?
I'm talking about Baby just snapping, 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 snapping.
Yes. I'll say this. I'll say his last time he was floating was 25K jacket. And that was on a Gunna album.
That's on a Gunna album.
So that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
is. And you know what's crazy? Even though Thug's been locked up, Gunna has still been changing his sound, been pushing it forward, and still be flowing. So I don't know how Baby can't do the same.
Thug is dropping an album supposedly
And I'm gonna be real,
in June.
based off that's what they say, bro. I think I'm gonna be real, like based off that snippet, well, that single that came out with him and Future. I'm not looking forward to it. Lowest of the keys. I'm not. It sounds
So
the same. It sounds like
yeah,
every other Future and Thug song, which is
yeah.
hard. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. The bass is going crazy. You got Metro on the bass, but like I heard this shit 73 times already.
Yeah, what you talking about in the song?
What are we talking about, bro?
What are we talking about? You got if you like really listen to the song with dollar sign, clear my rain, conscious, the time, let it breathe, on and on, you can hear the message.
Yes.
What are we talking about? And money on money.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I ain't got no Lambo truck, nigga. You ain't talking to me.
He not talking to the listeners, gang.
Yeah.
But it go from one thing to another to another to another about fucking bitches. I got all this design on. I smoke all this dope. If a nigga try me, I have somebody handle him, and they're just like switching that up throughout the song, bro.
That was the baby's fall off too.
Facts. My little brother
Roddy
still listen to the baby. I try to that
Roddy
nigga
Rich
stop.
fall off.
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
we don't want to hear that shit, bro.
You don't.
You not relating with me, bro.
Bro, and my whole thing is like, my nigga, I know that's what help with like certain rappers, my nigga, but like be different. What made Roddy Rich so different was because he didn't have to rap about that stuff back when you dropped his first album. He was talking about all the different types of shit.
Man,
Then
real shit.
he switched up to motherfucking the same shit everybody else be talking about.
Yep. CIA boy.
Boy, hey, that's another thing we missed out on. Them CIA memes, bro. Because the CIA was putting up wild numbers, my nigga.
Popeyes and Don Julio.
G, every other day on Twitter. I'll say this. It was a moment in time where towards the end of every single month, it was like a shorty on Twitter would be like, I can't trust a nigga. Or, if a nigga can't pay for such and such, then he don't deserve this cat. And everybody would be like rent due type of tweets. It'd be like rent due or something like that, or that time of the month type of tweet, bro. And shit, that's probably the CIA just putting in bag work or some shit. But we caught on and we have not been seeing that shit ever since.
Yeah.
We
That's
haven't.
true.
But now we starting to see a bunch of different gender wars and all types of BS on TikTok, on Twitter, bro. Like this shit get tiring at some point, bro.
Yep. Yep. But going back on topic, so early in the year we had did New Year's resolutions.
Yep.
We got to go through all of them,
We
all
have
that.
to.
But with your goals that you had set, how your goals looking, man?
You know what's crazy? A good amount of them has been either taken care of or are on track to being completed.
Okay.
I did my resolutions a little different this year. Like after we like went over our goals, I broke it down to like different sections of the year and just broke
Okay.
up the goals in different sections or whatnot, just so I can keep a timeline and so it's not just one big old pile. You know what I'm saying? So, um,
Gotcha.
so far, I'll say out of one, two, three, four, five. Out of five major goals throughout the year so far, I've done three. I've done three. I got two more to go
Okay.
so far for the before the end of June. I gotta do two more before the end of June. But um they've been decent. Around April, I realized I was slacking, I'm not gonna lie. And so I had to lock in through May and shoot, about to be through June in order to like make up for, me slacking.
Hmm.
It was at times where, I wasn't aligned with what I was supposed to be doing. I had to tell myself, lock the F in,
Mm.
straight like that.
Mm.
Because I don't want to be a shoulda, coulda, woulda ass nigga. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate when niggas be saying I could have done this, I would have done this, but just do that shit.
What stop you besides you?
You hear me? Me versus me type shit.
Yeah. Me first me type shit.
What about you, man?
I got a lot of goals. I say I only completed two. So this is an accountability moment.
Mm,
I need to lock in. I'm right here with a lot of this shit.
mm,
Like my workout goals. I'm like right here. I didn't break. I'm like, so like one of them is 8 minute mile.
mm.
I think my fastest time is 8:24. And that shit beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But I'm like right there, 20 seconds, keep doing my little splits or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I know in quarter 3, a lot of these goals gonna be, taken care of. Such as, content creation.
Yeah.
I'm about to get into that June 1st.
I'm
So stay tuned.
excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these like, damn, I didn't did this. So, that definitely feel good.
Mhm.
I need to post these motherfuckers up throughout the crib so I can hold myself accountable. That's just what I'm gonna have to do so I can, get these done. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So as far as just like um going through these goals or just going through this year in general, um, what do you feel like are like some fears or doubts that you have to overcome as far as like, so far this year and just for the rest of the year, what you have to overcome?
Two big ones. One is getting outside of my head, getting out of my head. So I got a biking marathon. I told you about it a little before we started recording, but I got that little whisper in the back of my head, nigga, you can't do that shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is not because it's just gonna be a lot of pressure. It's gonna be a lot of everything. It's just gonna be. I know my stomach gonna be doing motherfucking Gabby Douglas back that motherfucker.
Oh God, all tears on the board.
Like gold medal #1, like
Yeah.
that bitch, cartwheels, all that shit.
Mhm.
But it's just like I just gotta get out of my head and just. I always tell niggas be like Nike and just do it.
Just
Because I'm be riding with my dad biking group. And those niggas, they be doing 100 miles, 150 miles, like it ain't nothing, nigga. They fed down. But I think a lot of them are gonna ride with me. Cause they know it's gonna be my first time. So it's all these old heads, man, you got it in you, man. You got when I was your age, man, I'm like, man, shut the nigga, I'm fighting for my life right now. Man. 10K in July. So like
hey,
it's
I'm on call. I'm on call. Just say the word, bro.
I got you. It's a lot of stuff that I'm just like, okay, hey, go do it, man. And the other one is gonna be reflection. So reflection, a lot of my reflections have been voice memos, nigga. Having conversations.
Yeah.
Why? Because they always hit me when I'm on the road. I don't know. A lot of people don't know, but I travel a lot. I'm not gonna say where to where, but I travel a lot. And so being in that car, my nigga, I be like, damn. I be listening to my little, damn, okay. And I just start doing my little voice memo. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Damn, I should be working on this. What's the root cause of this? What's the root cause of that? Okay, damn, it all starts with this. Let's break it back up. Boom, 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 boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom. How can I change? But I need to, write it down. So I got me a journal coming in. I'm gonna be doing a challenge. I'm not doing a 75 challenge, not yet at least. I'm
Okay.
gonna do a 50-day challenge.
Okay.
50 day hard. Because I got some shit at the end of July. I'm not gonna be doing that diet. I know I'm not gonna hold that diet. So I'm gonna do
Yeah.
50 hard, and I'm gonna do 50 journal entries, 50 post-it notes. What's the summary of the entry? Have that. Y'all gonna see it all along the wall and everything, man.
I
So
love that. I love that, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So those are my big, doubts and fears, getting outside of my head and actually holding myself accountable to reflecting and
Mm-hmm.
doing something with those reflections. That's the big thing.
Thanks.
You can be self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
but what is self-awareness without action?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
when that's when you get into that woulda, coulda, shoulda shit.
yep.
Like, excuse my French, but it's like, damn, I know that I am bad in Call of Duty. Okay.
Right.
I know I'm bad at Call of Duty. What the fuck are you doing to make yourself better at Call of Duty?
Facts.
What is self-awareness without action? So with my reflections, it's gonna be a lot of actions taking place, a lot of changes being made because it's my life. I gotta live it the best way and I gotta hold myself accountable.
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's the
What
only
you
way
got?
to do it, man.
What you got for you, man?
I want to add on to what you were saying a little bit. But my cousin, my older cousin, I sort of look at him as a mentor for me also. Um, I'll get a little bit into that also, but he texted me on Sunday. He texted me motivational questions, motivational quotes. And the latest one was people want your presence, not your present. Do you have the ability to apply the knowledge? If you have wisdom, you apply the knowledge. It pays you nothing to have all the knowledge and no application. You're just an information junkie. So essentially, like you can learn all this stuff, but until you apply it, it's just junk in your head.
It's
If
just
you know,
junk. Yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For
yeah.
me personally, bro, the biggest thing for me would be coming out of my shell and being open to change. What do I mean by that? Change as in my habits, change as in my environment. So for those two, just starting off, I have, I'm very strict on routines. I go to work, come home, go to the gym if I'm in school, do homework, eat, sleep, repeat. You know what I'm saying? Record an almighty show before I eat or before I do homework. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to take my life to the next level, I have to understand and I have to know what about my habits can change for the better. What times in my day can I use and put towards changing for the better, elevating myself? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's financially, whether it's physically with my health, whether it's socially and just getting outside more. What can I do to grow? That's what I'm here for on this earth to grow. Um, and I have to take a real hard look in the mirror and come to terms with the fact that there's another level that I can tap into. And I have to be accepting of the fact that in order to achieve this new life that I see for myself, that I want for myself, that God wants for me, that's the main reason he even put this vision within me because he knows that this is something that I can do. That's just how I look at it, at least. But if God can see this, happening for me, if I can envision this for me, What about my old life? What about my past? What about my habits? What about me? What is it to me that has to die in order to bring that new life into reality? I have to come to
I feel
terms with it.
like I feel like it's gonna be a couple things that gotta die.
Yeah.
One is pride, one is ego, one is stubbornness, and one is personal limitations.
Yeah.
Every time that you go and reach a new level of your life, you have to be broken down. And so it's just a matter of you being willing to be broken down in order to be, achieve something great.
Yep.
Whatever it is, whenever it is, just be willing and know, keep your head up or keep your head down, whatever works best for you. And hey, walk through the mud.
Yeah. And
Don't
that's
don't see them. Don't see the mud and then be like, damn, I want to get my new sneakers dirty. Let me
exactly.
let me hop out. Lord knows what that mud is gonna lead you to. You know,
Exactly.
so you just
Facts.
gotta be willing. That's the big thing.
And that's the thing. I have to kill off my pride. I have to kill off my stubbornness. Because in all honesty, bro, the main reason why I was even like so committed to continue to go and persevere is because of my stubbornness. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a stubborn person, you know. But I know that I have to allow God's will to guide me to places where I never even thought I could go and take it, you know. And that's a big thing, killing that ego, swallowing that pride. Um, so that's one thing that no, I feel like I have to overcome. Another thing is sort of like you were saying, accountability. For me, it's more so accountability and just coming to terms with my past. Earlier, well, late last night, earlier today, I was reading back on some of my journal entries on where I was in my life 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Wait,
Crazy.
wait, wait. 2021.
2021.
Mm.
I was writing
Wait,
down,
this was District Flats.
yep,
Okay,
yep. It's
okay.
crazy. I moved so much that folks are able to know different eras of my life based on where I live.
This with
It's
I was
real
about to say
with
something so
John.
crazy. This is with John. I was
Relax
about to say
with
Kim.
John.
Kim.
No, bro, with John, bro, John.
John. Okay, okay, okay.
But I was looking over some of my journal entries, what I typed in my notes, and I came to terms with like where I was with my life. And for some reason, I'll have to dig deeper into it later on. But I've always, for some reason, ignored my past. I just kept moving forward without thinking about my past, which is it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I'm able to continue to grow to new heights. Yeah, yada yada yada. But holding on to certain elements of your past or I wouldn't say holding on, but remembering certain parts of your past and remembering where you came from keeps you grounded. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
all week last week, since the tornado happened here in St. Louis, which is damn near 2 weeks ago now. Damn. Um, I've been listening to a lot of old songs. I'm sure you've seen. I sent in Chance the Rapper in the group chat for the song of the day, bro. I used to be a huge Chance the Rapper fan, bro.
I never, ever, ever knew that.
I used to be a huge fan of Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
You know, from acid rap to coloring book. He was tough. I liked him because, his message was different. His songs were different. It was uplifting, very positive. Um, and I went years without listening to Chance the Rapper. Don't know why. It was an old part of my life that I just put in a vault and never thought to look back at. And while I was making new life experiences, yada yada yada, I wasn't grounded on where I came from. And so, going back listening to that music, it made me realize like that's a whole nother side of Khalil I kept vaulted away, you know. And that's all right. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of who I was back in high school when he first dropped. You know what I'm saying? That was freshman year of high school Khalil,
Yeah.
you know. And whether I wanted to acknowledge it or not, that's my history. I had to keep guard of my history. I got to keep guard of my family's history because knowing your history helps you on navigating for your future. Staying grounded, staying rooted in who you are and who your family is, knowing where you came from, knowing your struggles, knowing your come up, it can only help you, you know. And so I have to learn to face my past, not with shame or anything like that, but embrace it with open arms. Embrace who I am, embrace who I was, whether it's me now or not. All this stuff shaped me into who I am today,
Yep.
you know. Um,
Yeah. Embrace your past with grace.
with grace.
This is your first time living life.
Yeah.
Now, don't give yourself too much grace because with grace comes absence of accountability.
Facts.
So, say, okay, I did this, whatever it is, let's move on, go back to the past, remember and be like, damn, I made it.
And that's what I wrote in my journal entry today.
Yeah, I made it.
All the time that I was praying and whatnot, I realized I'm living it right now.
Yeah.
So, um, just like you said, embracing my past, keeping myself accountable, keeping myself grounded in who I am, where I came from. It's definitely something that I have to overcome. And on top of that, a fear, last fear of mine that I have overcame was, um, I don't know if it's a exception or rejection. I don't know, but for the longest of times, I felt like I didn't have a mentor. I have my father in my life. Don't get me wrong, but my dad can only mentor me so much with life. I wanted a mentor outside of just my dad. I think having a mentor is very vital for people's success, whatever field they're in.
It is.
And I feel like I've never had that. My cousin, he was someone that I looked up to, not because of like what he did, but how he held himself. Um, he held himself to a standard that I wanted to hold myself into. And this is before the time I realized I had it within myself. So I always yearned for, you know, a mentor to let me know I got what it takes. You know, I went down to Nashville back in April. I went to go visit my cousin. He was having a ton of people over for this event that he was throwing. He had folks from CNN there. He had financial advisors there. He had all these people from all different walks of life come to Nashville, give their story as Black men growing up in America, why they chose to move to Nashville, talk about Black excellence, all that stuff. And when I was there, it shifted my viewpoint on what was possible for me. And it made me not even seek for that validation from a mentor, but I learned to internalize it and realize that I don't need someone else to tell me that I have what it takes because I know I have what it takes. But ironically, when I got into that mindset, my cousin started mentoring me, started showing me the way on how to better my life, what it's like to make six figures, how to manage that, yada, yada, yada. all these life lessons on how to hold myself as a black man, how to be a pillar in the community, things of that nature. And um it shifted my mindset for the better. It changed my viewpoint on how I look at life, how I look at my interactions with my friends, with my family. Um, it changed my it changed how I look at everything, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know. And at first I was subconsciously afraid of having all of that on my shoulders. But now I can confidently say that I know that I'm ready for whatever. I'm ready for whatever happens, you know. But I also have to have that faith. I have to let go of control and let God do his work. I just got to keep doing my habits. I got to keep my end of the bargain up, to show God that I'm ready for the blessings that he have in store for me.
That's real.
So I feel like those are some things that I had to overcome myself. But as far as this year goes, we 6 months in. What do you look forward to for the next 6 months?
Uh, 3 marathons.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, 3 marathons to be completed. That's what I'm gonna put myself. Try not to fall short. I say one out the country trip.
Hmm.
First and foremost is gonna be maintain and always come closer with my connection to God. And I think I'm gonna end it off by I don't know, man. I don't know.
What's up?
I don't want to
Say
say
it.
it and then that shit don't happen.
Ah, shit, bro. If you say it, you gotta hold yourself to that standard, so it
Yeah, I
can
know.
happen.
That's all I'm saying. Do I want to say that shit?
Hey,
um, Cooking channel, bro. What would be a good goal I should set for myself? Like I've
mhm.
been hearing from a lot of people, but I feel like it's clouding what I want to do. Some people want me to put out the recipes. I ain't putting out no recipe, bro.
Don't ever do that
I gotta
shit.
have thousands and thousands of followers to put out some recipes. And
Also,
even
real shit.
then, I hope they don't come back here. But even then, those recipes ain't gonna be full thing, bro.
Also, real shit.
But I hear people say I should do videos. I'm like, oh, I could do the videos, but at the same time, I gotta be comfortable for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm thinking like I just want to do pictures, pitch, snip, maybe the groceries,
Mm-hmm.
and where it ended up or whatever.
Yeah.
But something like that. I might get into videos and doing all that stuff, but I don't know. I feel like I won't do videos until I have a decent following. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like following if people would actually watch the videos. So I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
putting my energy into this stuff and then it's only like 5 views or something like that. And
Yeah.
I say wishful thinking, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Time is money, man.
That's real. That's
I'm,
too
I'm,
real.
I'm, I'm gonna wait till I had a demand and then I'm gonna tap in.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Might just start off with the flicks. But it's gonna be hard though. Why is it gonna be hard? I'm doing this workout journey.
Yep.
Okay. I can't eat the food that I cook.
Why not? You feel like your food is not healthy?
It's not gonna be healthy. Like,
Type shit.
okay, I'm gonna get this one thing out. One of the things that I've been practicing is these sweet potato pie cheesecake cookies.
What?
What the fuck? Okay, hold me on. Like you got
What?
stay with me.
My nigga, that was 3 different desserts.
Stay with me. I can't eat that exactly, bro. So I have not even tried it. I've just been giving it to the people at work because I can't consume that. I'm just based, whatever. Okay. So inside the cookie is like a bowl. Okay.
Okay.
The bowl part The base is gonna be the graham cracker cookie. Okay,
Yeah.
homemade graham cracker cookie, and then we get into the base, which is like a bowl type. And I don't think too tall, a little cup, like think of a Reese's cup type of
Yep.
height. Okay, but it's not filled all the way in. It has like it's like a little thick rim, and then on the inside of that cup is a sweet potato pie.
Wow.
So I mean, it's like OD. I can't consume that while I'm on my
Wow.
health journey, though, bro.
Yeah, that's you gotta
So it's
get
like,
masses.
and
Yeah.
what am I about to be doing with all this food? That's the only unmotivating thing to be cooking all this stuff. Like even with the Alfredos that I be doing or the pastas that I be doing, there's way too many carbs to be consuming. I don't even think I'm about to be consuming carbs. I haven't committed yet. I think I'm finna go no carb again, bro.
Word.
I think so.
I say sell it at work. Let people know at your job, hey, I'm bringing this in tomorrow. Don't bring in your lunch. It's gonna sell out quick, so make sure you get yours.
Mm.
That's how you create that demand. Letting them know it's going to sell out. Cause it will.
Yeah,
You got good food.
yeah. But those been my dilemmas. Those my goals. We got the marathons. We got getting closer with my Lord and Savior. We got food content, and there was one other one that I said I forgot, just like that. But I'm gonna let you go. What you got for your goals, man?
All right, so coming up, that I'm looking forward to. Like you said, I'm looking forward to leaving the country. Taking that trip.
Yep.
That trip. So definitely that. My fitness journey. I'm looking to get to a sub 25 5K. I want to be able to run 3 10Ks and eventually do that half marathon by the end of the year.
Yeah, damn, Purity.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
You're gonna put some miles on them legs, boy.
You hear me? I already did 3 in 2 months. So, well, and then on top of that, I do run club every Tuesday, which is another 5K.
You
But
know, I got my own allegations about that club. But,
relax, relax,
we gonna stay focused, bro.
bro. Let us refocus. So I got those fitness goals. And then on top of that, just as far as like my body goes, I'm trying to get to 145 and
Yep, I
stay
remember that.
around 9% body fat. Trying to stay cut, stay lean. So that another one would be like you're saying, just being aligned with God, being closer with God, whether it's reading the holy books, every day. I'm getting to know the word and really just understand his teachings and build that relationship, continue to build that relationship. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that. Another one would be this project. I ain't gonna get too much into this project.
Mm.
I'll tell you off cam. But basically I'm looking to make an impact on my community and make good money, become financially free, not having to clock in or put in my time in order to make money and really just make a lifestyle off of my skills and services rather than coming in and working for the man, but we'll get into that later. One thing that I didn't even believe or didn't even know would become a goal, but it is a really, big goal. Is just being involved with my community, volunteering, and I want to be able to mentor someone. I'm not gonna lie. I've yearned for it so much when I was younger, and I wanted to have that sort of guidance when I was younger. And I want to be able to give back to others the same way I wish someone was able to give back to me. That I'm finally being able to, receive. But shit, I'm mid-20s now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's never too late though.
It's never too late. In my eyes, that's a lifelong thing, you know. So I want to be able to
Yep.
mentor, the youth, find ways that I can help them directly, whether it's just showing them what's possible outside of just sports and music and shit. Not saying nothing wrong with that, but showing that there's other ways to make an impact and actually have a good life without having to rely on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that for sure. Um, Definitely some of the goals that I had in mind. The other ones, they were rather small. We're also, we got our goals for the Almighty show. You know what I'm saying? We gonna still stay strong. We
100.
lock in. You know what I'm saying? We,
Yep.
bro,
Yep.
we at 49 right now. We finna be at 50 soon. Don't even trip. We gonna be at 50 subscribers soon. We're shooting for 100. And goddamn it, when we hit 100, we shooting for the moon, bro. That's all I gotta say. Y'all gonna
I
mess
feel
up
like
and
for
get
the
us
100,
money.
we gotta do that stream in person, bro.
We have to.
The 100 episode gotta be in person.
We definitely, we gonna do it live. We could do it on Instagram live. We could do it on Twitch.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. So, um, we gonna do that. Um, then on top of that, um, that's about it. Just find my own place to stay, get my own privacy. That's cool. Um,
So I should ask you,
what's up,
is there anything or what can I do to help you achieve these goals?
man? In all honesty, bro, these sort of check-ins. Whether it's every month, whether it's every other month, but checking in, keeping me accountable, and making sure that I'm practicing these habits. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you need to babysit me. Don't do that. You don't gotta do all that. But just, making sure, if I do slip up, if I do not, if I stray away, just reminding me, hey, this is what we doing it for. We trying to get this. You want to build this sort of life for yourself. Lock in. How are
Lock in,
things
fuck
going?
nigga.
Lock the fuck in. Lock in before I tweak out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll say that, and that's about it. Other than that, man, just keep being you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already been doing a hell of a job keeping me locked in.
You
I feel
doing
like
your thing, man.
it's a iron sharpen iron sort of, thing.
Yeah, I gotta hold you to the fire, bro.
Got to. What about me? What can I do to help you finish the year strong?
Um, yeah, I would say more check-ins. And not even just check-ins, but like, what's the progress on this?
Mm,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. What's the progress? Zero progress? Hey, gotta talk.
Yeah.
What's going on? Why you not, you got all this time? Because I'm gonna be on the game.
Oh God, I'm
You
gonna be
got
on
time
after
to be on the
this.
game. What about your goals, nigga?
Yeah.
Goals
Mm.
come before the game. Games before the goals, stuff like that. But yeah, I just say more check-ins and just progress check-ins, really. Sort of like accountability partner, you know, simple as that.
Most definitely, bro. I'm gonna do what I can to, help you, because I know it'll be the same likewise.
Yes, sir.
But I know one thing the viewers can do to help us finish the year strong.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what you all can do, send this to your friends. Share this with your people. Subscribe.
Have
Comment down
everybody
below.
comment y'all goes. How your year going, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Comment down below how your year is going. Let us know what can we do to help you. Let us know what content you want to see for the rest of the year. We're your go. Oh, we're your host. We're your ghost. We're your host. OG Molly Ma.
Yeah.
Khalil Almighty. And we'll talk to you all later. Only on
Just
the
remember
Almighty
what
Show.
happens on earth